Welcome to All Gen Gamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations. Starring Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and Jason Heine.
Hello and welcome to All Gen Gamers, episode 55. I'm one of your hosts, John, also known as Gamester81 on YouTube. We're joined by Pete Dorr. Pete, what's going on?
Hey guys, what's up?
We have Happy Console Gamer. Johnny, what's going on?
Hey guys, what's up?
And we got Jason, the EMU review. Jason, how's it going, man?
The key to very tasty food is frozen, never fresh. That is all.
Oh, well, isn't Pete eating like frozen beans right now? Or he was earlier anyway.
Frozen green beans.
Yeah, there you go.
Never fresh.
We're joined in this episode by one of our good friends, Ed, also known as SplatterTrigger on YouTube. Ed, what's going on, man?
How you guys doing?
This is the second time Ed has joined us on the All Gen Gamers podcast. I think you were in episode 2 or 3, weren't you?
2.
2?
3?
Yeah.
No, it was 3. 3. Was it 3?
Time goes by so fast, though. It's unbelievable. So, Ed, what's been going on, man?
Not much at all. I'm proud to see you guys come so far in the last year.
It's gone by really quick.
The listeners might remember Ed kind of recited and gave us all kinds of information on working designs. So, Ed, we figured this episode we'd have you kind of tell us every release from Xseed, including release dates, and describe each game, please.
Yes.
It's called Wikipedia.
Okay, we'll wait for it then. No, you know what? We've joked so much about it that we feel so bad that in those early days of the podcast that we put you on the spot so much that day and saying, you know, how many working designs games were there? What were the release dates? And we've always laughed about that, how bad we felt with that.
You know, Ed handled it really, really well, though. You know, and I think I've had a lot of feedback saying, a lot of people saying that's one of their favorite episodes was when Ed was on it.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
That was before the Mr. Heine days.
Right.
Yeah.
Was.
Before the
It's
quality days.
It's a pleasure to talk to you finally.
Oh. Connection lost.
Oh, that's homosexual. Like,
You just hung up on him?
No, I just said lost. Just dropped.
thank God for that. I got sick of him after like 4 seconds. So. Good for that. He
And
wasn't giving me the work designs information I wanted. So
We're done with you.
yeah, you're done. If he doesn't answer the question, just hang up on him.
Hello.
Let's try that again.
He said connection lost due to working designs information given. So something like that.
But
So
yeah,
what's been
Ed,
going on?
it's nice to talk to you too. Nice to finally speak to you after all these episodes and this entire year here. So nice to meet you finally.
Yes, it's a face-to-face.
We really just wanted to bring you on again and not have to force you to talk about one specific subject because it was kind of brutal, like they said, to put you on the spot. So this episode, we just wanted to bring you on and just talk the talk like we've normally been doing this past year.
So tell us about working designs.
So, Ed, I guess I'll start off with kind of explain your YouTube channel and what you do in case for the listeners who may not know who you are.
Just generic, I guess you'll say, video gaming channel. I touch upon reviews and unboxings, opinions. I tend to focus more so on niche games and especially like Japanese imports.
And working designs.
And working designs. Also becoming an Xseed Games fanboy, apparently. So.
Cool. What games have you been playing recently?
You sure you don't want Pete to go first?
No, you guys don't want me to go first this time.
Oh my God.
Fair warning. Okay.
It's been a couple weeks since we've actually spoken, just for those, kind of give you a backstory. So we've been pretty busy.
God help you all. Hope you're prepared.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy. You sure you don't want Pete to go first?
No, they don't want me to go first, believe me.
Go ahead.
Been pretty busy, but I've been able to dabble in the last couple of weeks with Death Smiles on the iOS on my iPhone, which is a cave bullet hell game, and they patterned it to fit the the iOS platform, and they've added extra stages and modes in there. It's pretty enjoyable. And also, I just recently started playing Catherine, which I gotta say, I'm not too big of a fan of the puzzle aspects of it, but I'm liking everything else. And
I'd mirror the same thing. I mean, I'll get into it, but I kind of agree with you there.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's not really my type of game. But the story itself is kind of making me, pushing me through it. Basically, it's just to see what happens. And let's see. Oh, I just finished up a game called Bastion, which is on Xbox Live Arcade, which was the I'm sure you guys have already heard about it and talked about it. I remember Jimmy Lots of Games mentioning it earlier, a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, and in 54, which hasn't aired yet, our guest Tony Yippee actually talked about it. I bought it as well, and I've been playing that. So you really liked it, though? I
went through the first. I'm on New Game Plus now, so I beat the first round, first playthrough. And trying to think, what else did I just pick up?
I have a question for you, though, SplatterTrigger. I've been looking into a game. I forget the exact name. It's on 360. It's a cave shooter, region free. The name is some like jumble of letters. I think it starts with a D. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's region free and it starts with a D.
I think
you got 10 seconds to answer.
There's only 3 of them that are region free.
Okay.
Was it a physical disc release?
Yeah, it was a physical game release.
Okay, there's ESP Galuda 2, Mushi Himi Sami.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Mushi Himi, whatever the hell that is that you just said. Is that a game worth picking up for $80, would you say?
If you don't mind getting the Platinum Edition, you can get it for $40.
Yeah, fuck that. I need original or Get Out.
That's actually my favorite one out of them all.
Okay, because I saw a video on YouTube called like the hardest video game boss ever, which has like 3.5 million views, and it was a boss from that game that just looked absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, I have to buy this game.
Well, here's the go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
When you get the game, there's actually the Black Label mode, which is just pattern rearrangements that you can purchase. It's hard to find, but it's on Xbox Live or on the arcade, and you can purchase it where it'll change the patterns. And I think that video is for that mode. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of the same one you are. But the game overall is very difficult.
It looks pretty fun though to kind of memorize the patterns and look like a badass. If I ever wanted to stream that game on Justin, just practice for a few hours ahead of time. Go on Twitch.tv or whatever they're calling it now, and live stream that and make everybody think I'm awesome at the game. But no, lately I have been checking out a lot of shoot 'em up games, and I'll get into that later on. But was there anything else you've been playing?
Death Smiles 2X, which is also was Cave, and Microsoft allowed Cave to release it on their games on demand, and it's not translated or anything like that. But it's a shmup. Who the hell cares about the story? So
it's sort of Cave. It's their way of saying that it's a lot more, I guess. They're trying to test the market and see how well their game will sell on as download only, because they're saying, supposedly they said like it's not worth it for them to kind of release it in America. They're trying to see how it'll sell on Xbox Live or something like that. I remember reading that somewhere. Call dropped.
Man.
Is he on wireless, I guess?
I was hoping I didn't have to edit this shit.
Get original, get the fuck out. Was that what you said, Pete? I love that line.
Yeah.
That is a new one, Get in a line for that. Get in a lineup for that. Yeah.
Original or get the fuck out.
Fuck out. Love it. Oh, fuck.
Hey, Ed.
You didn't answer fast enough.
Hey, are you on wireless, Ed?
Yes.
Can you switch over to physical line, if possible?
Is
that an option?
I don't think that's an option.
You're asking the impossible.
No, I have this all. I have Skype set up through an old computer, and it's basically like a 12-year-old laptop. So I don't know if it could actually handle. It's just when I come online, I go into a different room in case my daughter wakes up, so there's no interference. Okay. I am getting something here, a message popping up saying that the call host is using an old version of Skype that can't combine calls and IM at the same time. See, I've never had a problem before, but then again, I haven't used Skype in like 4 months.
Yeah, it's just that is just a PC Mac thing. It's not a big deal.
So am I gonna? Is this because I have full signal strength, so I don't know why I'm.
All right, it's all good. We'll just deal with it.
I mean, is this going to happen every 10 minutes or?
Don't know.
We need a funny sound effect for every time he disappears.
Honestly, I have everything so packed up here. I don't even have my soundboard out.
Combine clothes.
Oh no, there's something like to throw in later. There's a poof.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even. If you guys IM me, I can't even get it.
Yeah, that's why you use the Mac PC. It's okay. Let's just move forward.
Yeah,
no big
all
deal.
good.
All right.
No problemo.
So, Ed, anything
Yes.
else? Anything else you've been playing?
I did fire up Legend of Zelda 3D, Ocarina of Time 3D. Played through the first dungeon, and that's about all I've been doing the last couple of weeks.
What'd you think of it?
I like it because it's by far one of my favorite games of all time, and I like the 3D really doesn't do much. It's more of just the aesthetic of just playing through it again. It's a little fresh, it's fresher, but that's if I wasn't a fan of the game and it's new and I heard about it, yeah, I'd pick it up and play it still, but it's all nostalgic value mostly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the 3D is kind of I end up turning the 3D off quite a lot. I just find it's just it's not just disorienting or any of that shit. My eyes aren't bleeding, none of that crap. But I'm just like, sometimes it's just annoying. Sometimes the 3D is just an annoying effect, and I want to turn it off. Sometimes the 3D is so cool, I love it. Other times I'm like, okay, enough of this bullshit.
Speaking of the 3DS, though,
I know.
over the course of our break, for those listeners that aren't aware, we have not recorded in, 2 weeks? Because we had to do it this way because Jason was moving. But it's been a while since we've recorded. But in that time, the 3DS price has dropped from $250 to $170, which I'm sure everybody's aware of. But I just wanted your guys' opinions on that. In my opinion, hey, whatever, we're going to get 20 free games since we already bought one. But I think it's an excellent move on Nintendo's part. They know if they drop it down to that price, it is going to move units like crazy come the holidays, especially with all the games that are coming out. Was it kind of wrong to do to early adopters? In a way, I don't know if, most people are even going to be aware they can download 20 games. I'm sure many are not aware of that. But I think it was a very smart move, and I think they're going to almost double their sales than what they originally predicted with this price drop.
Yeah, I heard about it too, and I was like, wow, really? That is crazy that they dropped the price so soon too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I think it is too. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed results about it because typically I think Nintendo's in a position where I think they got kind of scared of the Vita, or I don't know why they would have dropped it. They're losing money on
it. Wasn't selling how much they thought it would be, so that's why they had to drop it.
I heard that, John. I heard that they're still making money even with the price drop off the system.
Well, you hear about the CEO cutting the salary in 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the stock has gone down. It's been the all-time low for the last 6 years, all-time low.
With the announcement of the Wii U all-time low since 5 years, since the GameCube.
Yep. I did read that myself.
And everybody forgets that the GameCube was a very scary time for Nintendo. So hopefully they're not in another scary time. And I think they're sensing that they're going to be. So they're like, okay, let's slash this shit. So...
Well, I honestly think I get pissed off a lot of people, but I think it is a good move because now you're going to get the third-party developers. They're not going to sweat so much with the units not selling. And, if Nintendo learned a lesson with the GameCube, and a couple of us, we paid full price right out the door. We are getting something in return, but it's no different than if you buy a brand new game for $60 and 2 months later, it's going to be brand new for $30 out of the same store.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good way of looking at it, actually.
Pete, you mentioned you get 20 free games. These are downloadable games, I take it. And you have to log on before the 11th, right, to be able to get it?
As long as you have bought your 3DS prior to the price drop, or the 11th, because the price drop happens on August 12th, they're giving you 10 free Game Boy Advance downloadable titles and 10 free Game Boy downloadable titles. And they're not shitty-ass games. They're including some high-quality stuff in there. I don't have the list offhand here, but it's not garbage.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, at least they're doing that. If they weren't doing that, I'd be kind of pissed.
I think it's a pretty fair trade, I'd say. I mean, instead of getting 20 games that they'd probably charge anywhere between $3 to, I don't know how much they're charging for Game Boy Advance, but let's say $3 to like $7 or $8 possibly each for. I think it's a fair trade-off. And just like Ed said, I never thought of it like that. People that buy $60 games and then a few months later, they're going used for $20, $30. That's kind of the same way to look at the 3DS, except you're getting something in return this way. Typically, hey, it doesn't happen with consoles, but that's a pretty, I guess, generous way to look at it.
I think the main reason why the system hasn't sold up to their expectations is because the launch titles were so shitty.
Software sucks.
Software sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, when the best game for the system is a game that came out years ago, a Zelda game, it's like, that kind of tells you something right there.
You know what else too? Because the 3DS is a system that you can't show people on TV. You can't show it. You have to see this thing in person. And they haven't done a good enough job of getting this thing in people's faces. Once they see it, they're going to be like, my God, I want that. But it's hard for them to advertise it on TV because you're not getting the 3D effect. People are like, oh, cool, a 3D system. And then they never get to see it.
Yeah, you know what? Here's an interesting thing. Look at this. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the 3DS when it came out. At the time, it was pretty high priced, and I wasn't too thrilled with the launch title, so I didn't pick one up. I still haven't gotten one, but now I hear that it's going to be dropped. The price is currently going to be dropped here, and now I'm wanting to get one, of course. But here's what I'm thinking. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just wait for another year or so till they redesign it and come out with like the 3DS XL, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They're obviously not selling these units. They're kind of hurting for money. Do you think that they're going to redesign it anytime soon? Or do you think they're going to just ride this bandwagon of the lowered price and just sell these units for, another year or two? I mean, what do you think?
I don't think they're going to redesign it because that's too much of a risk. They've got to get an install base. And once they get that install base of existing 3DS owners, then they'll think about a redesign. Because think about it, if they redesign it, they're going to put all that money into making, a batch of newly designed consoles. And if people aren't buying them now, I really don't see what good it'll do them. I mean, yes, there's people out there that are waiting for a redesign, but that's a very small minority.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. So like now's a really good time to get one.
A redesign is inevitable eventually, but I don't think it's going to come as soon as people think.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they predict, they said they would sell X amount of units by, was it March 2012? Is that the time frame that they gave? They said so many units.
They had a time they had a time frame, and they absolutely didn't hit it. I remember reading that. It was about that. But the strange thing happened to me the other day, and you guys know I'm absolutely not a hater, but I got my copy of Nintendo Power because I'm a fan, and I'm looking through it, and I'm looking at all the 3DS games, and I was like, the only game that looked like I wanted to play it was Kid Icarus. Everything else was the new Mario, and I was like, yeah, whoop-de-doo. And then Mario Kart, whoop-de-doo. Star Fox, I said, whoop-de-doo. I mean, I just didn't feel moved. The reason why, I've been playing those games, so many versions of them, for all of their systems for so many years that I think I've actually finally hit a part in my life where I'm burnt out on those remakes. They're not like on a console system. They're not like reinventing themselves. It's the same thing, which a lot of people will love. But for myself personally, I'm just like, it's the same shit again.
Yeah, but Johnny, you can say the same thing about Capcom and what they do with the Street Fighter series, the Mega Man series.
Well, okay, let's just look at Street Fighter. Street Fighter has progressed. And do they milk it? Absolutely. But it has progressed. It's not like they brought it out, Street Fighter 4, on the 3DS, but they'd already released it on a console as a super high res version first. But these games is just like another Mario Kart. Like, seriously? Wow. I don't know. If I want to play Mario Kart, I'll just play it on the DS, on my XL. Like, I don't really need to play in 3D. I don't really care that much. I don't know. I'm just not moved. I'm just not moved at all. I'm not some hater. If anybody loves those games, I love them too. But I'm just not with the 3DS on them. But I don't really care. I am not buying the new Mario, which is unbelievable for me. I just don't care. Same old, it feels like.
You'll buy it.
So, Jason, are you going to be buying it on the 11th?
I'm actually going to be in Portland at that time.
Yeah, I'm just joking. That's when the price is still really expensive. But you're going to eventually buy it.
I didn't get it, you asshole. Is that when I need to buy it, John? I'll go do it that day. No, but I'm going to pick it up. Yeah.
Wait, I wonder if you can do this. Buy the system on the 11th. Download your free games. Or no, I was going to say download your free games and then return the system, like download them to a memory card, and then like download them onto the memory card, swap a different memory card in there, and return the system, and then get your price difference, and then keep all your free games.
Pete the fucking hacker.
So what is the trade-in value now? The 3DS now that they've announced this price drop. I imagine this.
In Japan, get this: the trade-in value in Japan. They now give you $12 for a trade-in of a 3DS.
For a system or a game?
For a system.
What?
Yep.
I'm gonna import a few of those.
Why? I mean, why do they only give you $12?
I forget where I read it. I think I read it on Joystick or something, but I guess because so many people are like trading it in and shit or something. I have no idea, but that's all they give you.
Another Virtual Boy incident here.
No.
Is that what we're gonna see here? Because
no,
we better
I don't
not.
think so.
Wow.
I think everybody's just kind of like 3D. I don't know. Everybody's waiting for something. I will buy Kid Icarus. I will buy Kid Icarus.
You guys are right. I mean, that is the problem. It's the software's shitty right now.
I want some third-party stuff. I want some really wild. Like, what do you think, Ed?
Well, I think that I would love to see third-party stuff, but they're holding back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like I think one of the unknown factors that has come out about Mega Man Legends 3 was because of the software, the system sales.
Yeah.
And it's just, you need, like, Kid Icarus and Star Fox are the only ones on my radar, at least until next year,
Yeah. It's just, yeah, like, okay. My point is this, Pete, do you really think this? That kids are going to go out and buy the 3DS or get their parents to get them a 3DS for Christmas for the new Mario game? Do you think that?
Oh, of course.
You think so?
And kids are going to have an easier time convincing their parents to get them the 3DS because now the thing is not $250.
I just don't see those games as system sellers. I think they're good games, but I don't think they're system sellers.
It's word of mouth. 3DS is a word of mouth system. The kids are going to have to see their friends playing it. And once they start rolling out the commercials, as ineffective as they might be, if kids see a new Mario game, they're going to want it.
Yeah. I think Nintendo kind of shot themselves in the foot by releasing so many different versions of the DS. Because, mom and dads, they get pissed when every year you have to buy your kid a new system, So I think by the time the 3DS came out, $250 price tag, whatever it was, it's a lot of money, even though it's a new technology and stuff, but it's a lot to dish out.
People are going to have to upgrade because here's another thing. All the new games, all the Nintendo franchises, for the most part, are only going to be coming out on the 3DS. So when kids come into the stores looking for the latest Mario game or, Zelda anything, it's not going to be on the DS. It's going to be on the 3DS. So eventually they're going to run out of games to buy and they're going to have to upgrade.
Well, you know what, though? If they want to play Mario Kart, they can just go play it on the DS.
But kids always want the latest and greatest.
Sure they do. Absolutely. But I don't know. I don't think those games, they're not system seller games, but that's just my opinion.
I think there's enough followers of Mario where I think that's going to help with system sales.
If Mario games aren't system sellers, I don't know what this world's coming down to.
Okay. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 weren't huge. They were good, but they weren't huge.
Yeah, but they came out not like, we're talking the beginning of the 3DS's lifespan here, and these games are coming out fairly soon.
But that was on a console too. That's why Mario Galaxy sold so well. I don't know. I just don't see it. I think. And I'm not hating you. I love Mario games and I love Star Fox games and all that, but I just don't think it's going to be system sellers to get whoever's like, oh my god, it's the greatest system ever because this game.
Didn't we say that Zelda was going to be the system seller?
Well, a lot of people did buy a system for it, but I don't think it sold as well as Nintendo thought it would. I don't know the sales numbers, but I don't think it sold quite that good.
Do you think that because of what's going on with 3DS, that's going to affect the Vita when it comes out?
Hard to say.
I think it's two totally different markets. I think for the most part, most of the people and this is just, I'm just generalizing here, but I think for the most part, people that buy a PSP usually don't own a DS. I think the DS has kind of captured that younger audience and the older audience, and the PSP is sort of like right in between with like the 15 to the, 25-year-old, I guess you can say. It's the games are so different that I think people that are going to buy a 3DS and a PSP Vita, they already have that set in stone. But I don't think it's going to affect it, the people that are on the fence.
Here's a hypothetical question, though. Would Nintendo have dropped the price if they realized the Vita wasn't coming out? Like if Sony didn't announce the price of the Vita? Would they have still dropped the price?
I
don't think
so.
they're afraid. I don't think. Do you think they're afraid of the Vita? Really?
No, not at all.
I don't think so. Yeah,
I think they did it to try to push units and meet their quota.
Yeah, because I don't think they've hit it at all, and they need to.
Yeah.
I don't know about this Mario stuff, but I like Super Mario.
Super Mario.
So on a depressing note, Johnny,
Yo.
Game Arts.
Oh yeah, the especially Ed can say something about this. Especially is that the creator died. Absolutely. Do we know why he died yet? Like what happened?
I never actually
released any info.
Oh, they haven't. I didn't follow that up myself.
What happened?
I forget his. Did you guys remember his name? I forget his name. That's terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible, Pete.
Terrible,
Pete.
1,000 people PM'd me about this. 1,000 people.
Well, anyway,
personally or something. You know what I mean?
The creator, the designer of games like Grandia and Sylphied and what else? Gun Griffin. He did some other games. I forget.
Takeshi Miyaji. I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Only SplatterTrigger would know that one. I never even heard of that. Yeah, he passed away at 45. So a lot of fans of Grandia are kind of upset because I think that means we might not see any more, I guess you can say, good Grandia games. I don't know.
It's hard to say what he really did there. I don't have enough information. I've never followed his career. Mm-hmm. You know, I played his games, it would seem, but I don't know him. Like, that's the funny thing.
How much of an impact did he have on those games? That's what you're saying.
Well, Game Arts, he co-founded that with his brother. I think like 19. That's all I knew about him, basically in Grandia.
I can't believe like 45 is a young age for a guy to pass away. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty brutal.
I mean, not to sound terrible here, but the one benefit I got out of this is that I finally bought a copy of Grandia 1 on PS1.
This is a good thing.
Yes,
That's a great game.
Because it kind of reminded me to look into the game, and I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm going to do it, because the game used to be, $40-$50 on eBay, and I was able to get a copy for only $20, so I'm like, all right, awesome.
I just want to bust in. Say, SplatterTrigger, have you seen any of the screenshots or any of the stuff for Lollipop Chainsaw?
I've heard a lot of talk about it. I just looked at one screenshot maybe about 2 days ago.
Yeah,
and I have explain this to me, because I saw that screenshot or some chick in like a purple outfit, and I was like, what the hell is this all about?
It's okay. So it's called Lollipop Chainsaw, and I guess you play as a cheerleader, which is always a great thing. But you go around killing zombies with a chainsaw, and when you actually slice through them, you actually get like pink blood blasting out with hearts and all this kinds of stuff, and it's just Japanese quirky freaking awesomeness. This is the reason why I play video games. When I saw this game, I was like, this is exactly why I play video games. I'm so happy to see this. And I kind of thought of all my friends. I know Darren was really interested in it as well. And it's our kind of a quirky game, you know.
When's it coming out, Johnny?
It's 2012 release. They don't know exact date right now, but for anybody, check it out. Lollipop Chainsaw. It looks hilarious. I can't wait to see more about that. I guess at TGS we'll see a teeny bit more. And its publisher is Warner Brothers Interactive Kado. Oh God,
seems like such a weird publisher to take up the rights for that game, man. You would think like some, maybe Atlas or Mission.
I think it's another Kadokawa Entertainment, and developers Grasshopper, which is a great thing. And so they probably need a bit of help, maybe over here bringing it out. I'm guessing, total guessing there. Had to bring that up. I'm sitting here just looking at some game stuff, and I'm like, I see that. I'm like, oh. Hey, actually, SplatterTrigger, that's something I want to ask you about. Why didn't you do an unboxing? I know Pete did one, but why didn't you do an unboxing of Catherine? This was so up your alley.
Wait and unbox that shit.
The real reason is because I was actually on vacation when it was arriving at my house. So
that was still your video. I'm like, where's SplatterTriggers? Like, I know there's so many unboxings of that. I saw Pete's and I watched that, which was good. And then I'm like, where's SplatterTriggers? That's what I kept saying. Where's his? I gotta do
SplatterTrigger, home of the unboxing. No, but it's not you do more than unboxing, but it's like we've talked about it on the show before, how everybody's doing nothing but unboxings, and I really don't do them much anymore either, but I thought that Catherine is like the quintessential game to unbox because the shit in there is just so ridiculous.
You wear your boxers yet?
That's a secret.
He's wearing them right now. That's all he's wearing.
That's all he's wearing right now. That's it.
I'm so taking a picture of that.
You got to wear those at PAX, dude.
Yeah, right.
Walk around just wearing.
Come on, like in the game dealers party, we can sit around in our box shorts and play some games.
I'd wear that shit.
I'd wear that shit.
Awesome.
What else you been playing, Ed? Anything?
Hey, come on, Ed.
That subject.
Ed, come on.
Could have branched off there. No, that's it.
That's it? Come on. It's
Oh, Ed.
only half an hour compared to Pete's 2.5 hours special that's coming right after this. I better get really comfortable when Pete gets done. I might lay in the bed.
I'm actually thinking about going and getting a few beers, just kicking back, you know.
Yeah.
See, but after each game, I'm going to require a check-in. I'm going to ask each of you to say something, so I know you're still there.
Yeah, you still there? You still there?
It's funny. Hey, you guys there? Fucking dead silent. Dead silent.
Hilarious. Well, I'll talk about what games I've been playing recently because it's not too long before Pete gets going. Been playing a game I think Jason might really enjoy for the PS3. It's Lord of the Rings Conquest.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's. You guys ever played Star Wars Battlefront? It's by.
I love Conquest. Actually, it was a lot of fun.
It's actually by Pandemic Studios. It's one of the last titles they actually made before they got defunct several years ago. But you like Conquest, Pete? You said you like it?
Yeah, the single player, which I'm sure you're playing now because the online is actually it's down. The single player was a fun, romp through there. It was kind of a little simplistic, but if you enjoy the movies, it's kind of fun to see where they take it. It's not the best Lord of the Rings game out there. I think that title still goes to the ones on PS2. Mm-hmm. But I played so much online. I guarantee at least like 100, 150 hours in the online mode. Wow. It was a blast. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm just going through the single player right now. But it follows a movie, and it's very similar to Star Wars Battlefront. You can pick archers, warriors, and you spawn in different areas. You got to capture certain areas. But, the graphics are okay. Gameplay is it's kind of a button masher. Mm-hmm. I don't know, Pete, if you would agree with that, but kind of what it felt like to me. Just kind of
there's not much strategy to it. It's a lot of just sort of hit and run away and repeat, basically. Yeah, but still, nevertheless, I know Jason's a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, so he's probably going to pick it up soon. Also, been playing a lot of the N64, and I had like a craving to play like N64, but not only that, but a lot of racing games. So I've been playing Cruis'n World, Exotica. Those are just classic arcade ports. A lot of fun, and it's funny because just playing those old school racers for the N64, it's weird. The fog, you get the fog, and you get like like 2 feet in front of you as all of a sudden appears in front of you. Did you play a game called MRC?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I know Jason's played that one. That's one of my personal favorites on the N64.
Oh yeah,
it's got a lot of fog.
There's a lot of good racers for the N64.
Oh yeah,
F-Zero X. I was playing that a lot. That game the graphics really hold up even today. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy that game. I think I played a lot. I know, Pete, you're a big fan of this Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh yeah,
I prefer this over Mario Kart 64.
I agree with you. I do.
Yeah, because you got the airplanes, you got the hovercrafts, you got the cars. I just like the whole menu interaction of how you can decide which race.
Overworld too, where it's sort of like a little adventure mode. I love it.
Right, and you got to unlock. You get balloons, and you got to unlock certain areas. And it's just a really good gameplay. I really enjoy that game. What else have I been playing?
What about Wave Race? Did you play Wave Race?
Yeah, Wave Race. Playing Wave Race.
One of my favorites right there. Yeah.
That's one of my first games I got for the system way back in the day, and it still holds up. It's a classic. Playing, we had our Killer Instinct talk. I had to whip out Killer Instinct Gold, test that out. I got my ass whipped pretty good. But it's good. The graphics are great. Good fighting game. What else? Excite Bike 64. This is the first time I actually played this game. You guys ever played Excite Bike 64?
No.
Yeah, I have.
No.
I never played it, but it's interesting. It's kind of the weird perspective thing. The camera angles, you're behind the driver, so it's not going left, right. But It's interesting. The controls are kind of confusing as far as like turning. It gets
They're
a little bit
touchy, aren't they?
A little touchy. Yeah. I mean, ran into the walls a couple times. But no, it's still a great game. And the last game I've been playing, I've been playing Alan Wake. I'm almost done with Alan Wake. I really enjoy that game. I really recommend. You guys ever played that? I don't know if I've asked you that before, but
I'm looking for it cheap. I do want to play it. I remember Rob was playing it, and it's something that's definitely on the horizons for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with that game. I'm at the last chapter. Then I was actually whipped out my what was that system that you the OnLive. I actually whipped out the OnLive.
Oh God, I forgot I own that thing.
And I played Alien versus Predator. I've been playing that because that was one of the free games I got when I bought it. And it's not a bad game. I think Sega made it. It's cool because you can pick between the alien, you can pick between Predator and the human, kind of like with like the Jaguar version. But it's cool. I was playing a lot as the alien. You can actually go on the walls, and actually, what's kind of cool about the OnLive system is you can actually like record certain segments of your gameplay and put it on like share on Facebook and Twitter.
It is cool. Like, I just want to go on the record and say I think the technology of OnLive is freaking awesome. Like, playing around with it was awesome. The game selection, it could use some work, but it's getting better and better. But the problem I have with it is I'm one of those people where, if I know I can be playing a better quality version of it, what I mean by this is the games are streamed. So if I'm getting artifacting and like pixelation because of the internet connection it's running through, then I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, I got a little bit of that, a little pixelating and a little bit of that, but it wasn't too bad. I got a pretty good strong internet connection. I was just plugged in. You can't really play Wi-Fi. That's pretty much been it. I know they have Duke Nukem on Live. I was thinking about maybe getting that because I'm not sure. I think that might be the PC port. I'm not quite sure if it is.
Which the PC port is getting a patch to include. You can hold up to 4 weapons now, and the Xbox and PS3 versions, there's no word on that update.
Yeah, and
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, the PC version getting an update so you can carry 4 weapons. I think they might have been doing a couple of other things to it. I forget, but PC version 4 weapons.
People really bitched about that much. That's kind of funny. People.
It's funny. The kind of cool thing about OnLive, I'm sure you can do this on Steam as well, but like you can actually like rent games for like a day, like test them out for a day, like $2 or $3, and that's kind of cool. You can do that.
I like the demos, being able to play, like, it's not like a demo like Xbox Live. They give you the full game, like they open the full game up for you and let you play it for like half an hour, which I think that kind of opened me up to, that's how I got in the Darksiders. I played the demo and then I bought it.
It's really wild because you can actually watch people play and they can watch you. Like I was playing Alien versus Predator and some guy was like watching me play and he was all like talking to me, like texting me. He's like, "Hey, nice shot." It was like, it's weird.
It's a really cool aspect.
That's
it's like a little mini Twitch TV.
Yeah, that's like a new feature within the last couple of months where they added that, where you can. Before you could just spectate and like
it was just thumbs up and thumbs down. Yeah,
right. Now you can actually type. It's really cool, and all that really is free. All that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you want to see like a game, or if you want to see some gameplay of a game, you can go on there and stuff. So, I was going to ask you guys about Twitch TV. So this is like Justin TV, like kind of new thing.
Okay, let me clarify. Justin.tv still exists. And what happened was when they started bringing on all the StarCraft stuff and like all the big competitive broadcasters, like we're talking MLG pro players that play in tournaments and stuff, their gaming section basically blew up beyond everything else on their website. So to them, from a company and a marketing standpoint, it made more sense to them to make a separate website focused just on gaming, which they are now calling twitch.tv. So the gaming section still exists as of right now on justin.tv. Everything that's on Twitch is on Justin, but they're making the move, trying to have everybody move over from justin.tv to twitch.tv. The advantage of that is they plan on having better branding. Like, for example, if you go to twitch.tv, they categorize broadcasters by the game they're playing. And overall, it's just better marketing for them and better marketing for the broadcasters. So otherwise, it's the same thing.
So basically, you have to switch to Twitch. Right?
I guess you can say that. Right now, it's opt-in, like you don't have to. But eventually, I think, from what I read they're going to make it so that all gaming broadcasters are going to eventually be on Twitch.
It did say that, yeah.
And you can become a Twitch partner essentially too eventually, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Twitch partner. I can't say exactly how much I make, but I'll just say this. It's not a lot at all. Unless you're getting thousands of viewers at a time, or maybe hundreds, but if you're someone like me where I kind of try and keep it low key, and I'll have anywhere between 30 to 70 viewers, depending on what time or day, that's really, you don't make anything really. Can't say how much, but it's not significant at all. It's more for the ability to your viewers can adjust the quality. So if people are complaining that it's lagging, partner channels have the option to decrease or increase the quality of the stream so that if they're lagging, they can decrease the quality and have it run smoother.
Yeah, if they have slow internet or not a lot of bandwidth.
Like people that can't stream HD, if you go to a partner channel, you can decrease it so it's not HD so you can actually watch it.
I need a better setup. I don't have like a capture device on my computer.
You can hire me, John. I'll come over there and,
All right, Jason.
John, it depends on what
an hour, and I'll just,
Because right now I just have like a webcam.
That don't work well. If you're streaming like 360 and PS3, you have to get the Hop-Hog HD PVR, which is what I use, or if you can also use the Roxio. I don't know if I think that'll stream. I know it records. That's a little bit of a cheaper option. And if you're recording, I don't know. I think it does. Other than that, though, there's the Dazzle, of course, but I hate the Dazzle. Sometimes I hate streaming my older games because it's the Dazzle only works with like certain programs. So luckily it works with XSplit, but you're gonna run into some trouble if you try and use the Dazzle with anything but a Pinnacle product.
Yeah, screw that.
And I guess it's time to plug the All Gen Gamers channel on Twitch. We're now on Twitch, right?
We are on twitch.tv, yeah. When we do our live streams, it's now going to be on twitch.tv/allgengamers. And if you guys really enjoy the live streams, we know you do. We want to start possibly doing them more in the future, but no set schedule. It's probably still going to stay kind of random. We might give you one show's notice. Because with the way this show works, things come and go. It's like at the last minute, sometimes we say, okay, we can't record and whatnot. So it's kind of hard for us to make a...
Can we do video again like we did for the 50th, or was that a one-time deal?
Well, if we want to do video through Skype, it's going to cost money now. Or if, I don't know about you guys, but that new google.com/plus thing has sort of like a video chat that we can do in private. But every time I try and go to google.com plus or Google Plus, it says they're over capacity and I can never log in. So I haven't really had the chance to test that out.
That's weird because mine works.
Yeah, I can never log in every time I go there.
That's weird. Yeah, I always have. I need to explore mine a little bit more.
If we can set a room on private, because I know the whole hangout thing was like, have all your buddies hang out.
Just make a circle for the four of us.
400 people in there. Fucking
yeah.
No, you make a circle because the chat, the hangout in Google. Basically, Google Plus, for those that don't know, is trying to compete with Facebook. It's going to be a new social media website kind of thing. But you can do like video chats, but it's only going to only open up to circles, which are select groups of people. So you can have a group for like coworkers, friends, YouTube friends, and then like with us, we can make a circle for just all Gen Gamers, and then only the four of us would be able to join because we're the only four in the circle.
So we wouldn't be able to have a guest for that episode.
Well, we can add the guest into the circle and then delete them the hell off when we're done with them.
Goodbye.
My head will be spinning and I'll be throwing up. Blah, blah.
It's funny. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Hey, before we go to the Pete edition of Lord of the Rings movie, 4 hours here. Can I just tell just a quick story, just a real quick one?
Yeah.
I went into a Circle K gas station, convenience store close by my place here, and I walked in there, and it's like slow motion. It's like I looked in the corner, and it was like, shoom, and I saw in the corner an icy machine. And I was like, icy machine. What? I went over to it. It had that awesome light up icy thing on the top. The icy cup, and it has a light in it. Yeah,
that's old school.
And dude, I mean, it's in a freaking Circle K convenience store. Like, they don't use that thing. They don't use it. I mean, maybe they do, but
you take it?
Well, I went over and I said, hey, kind of interested in that icy light. She's like, really? I'm like,
no for sale.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm like, can I have it?
No.
And she said, I don't know. I don't think so. I can ask the manager. And then so she asked the manager, and the manager's like, I'll have to ask the owner. And I'm like, cool. Well, here's my number. Can you ask him? So she's gonna ask the owner. Maybe I'll get one.
That's cool.
I know what the owner will say. He'll say something like this: "Fuck you,
No soup for you.
fuck you."
Then I'm gonna come in there and just unload that icy machine with no cup, just full open, just.
Yeah.
No, I'll put my mouth under there, like. Blah, 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 blah.
Would that be the ultimate game room if you had an icy machine in your game room?
Yes, with the light on top.
Yeah, with the light on
Shit,
top.
I'll go with. I just want the light, but the whole thing. Oh yeah. They had
I'm more of a
blue
Slurpee.
raspberry and wild cherry.
Remember Hush Puppies? Way back in the day?
Oh yeah, I totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Hush Puppies are so good. I haven't seen one in a while.
Well, you know what so pissed me off? I saw about 3 years ago. I saw one in a store, and the girlfriend at the time, we were driving by, and she's like, "Oh my god, Hush Puppies!" And I'm like, "We have to go there one day," and we never did. And then we went back, and I went back like I think a year later, it was gone. It's like fuck.
Because that shit was straight up like liquid, like 95% liquid, and they had like ice in it too, but it was good.
Damn.
Your name Jason? You want that light? Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you, an asshole. Fucking get out of my store.
Fuck you.
Go come back here. Fuck you. Go play a video game or something. Go
That's
play
just when
some Steam.
you break in and you just steal it. That's the only thing you take. You just
That's
go in there.
it. That's it. Maybe a Powerade, but that's it.
Could you imagine if someone ever came in and stole it and it wasn't you, and then they're like, "Oh, I know who that guy is," and they call the cops
track
on you?
me down. Yeah, they surround my house.
Yeah, and you're playing Steam at the time.
Yeah. How is your Steam doing, Johnny?
You know, it's funny. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
The girlfriend's always saying, "Where are you? Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm playing Steam.
Fucking playing with your teapot.
Yeah, I'm playing with my teapot."
Jason, I don't know if you saw it, but I signed up for Steam.
No, I didn't. Did you?
Yeah,
Really?
I sent you a friend request. Obviously, you ignored it, but whatever.
What? No, you're full of shit. You did not.
No, I did. I swear to God.
Dude, because I'm on it right now.
Are you?
Send me a message.
There's probably an imposter Jason Heine out
Are you
there.
playing right now?
Dude, did you send it to the wrong person?
The EMU review, Jason Heine.
Yeah. No, you did. Okay. Well, I'm online right now, so send me a message so I know. I didn't even
All right,
see
Sending you a
you.
message too.
How did I not know?
Hold on.
My name is JAYSUN169. You sent it to that one?
Hold on.
I did. Did you get my message yet?
Okay, what
I
what
sent
is
you a
your
picture
name?
of a teapot. It's JAYSUN169.
Okay, one second.
It's like my account name. It's a long story. I had an account with Steam before they had get gamer tags. So it goes off of my account name. It's really screwed up. Like,
So like
people
you
play-
give people one name, but then in Steam it's a different name for them.
I give
see.
them my account name, which is that JAYSUN, and that's how they have to add me. But like my name is General Jason on there, and people try to add that, it doesn't work. Or like the EMU review doesn't work.
Okay, so yeah, I got your. Okay, so what is your thing again? Jay, what?
JAYSUN169. It's like I've had people go to my community page and try to add me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They have to physically add that. It's just ridiculous. And I have like 109 games in my account. I wanted to shut it down and open up a new one, but I'd have to re-download them all again, and they don't give you any refund. So I'm basically fucked.
It says no group or player recorder found matching your search terms. JAYSUN169.
Yeah. It's weird. What's yours?
It's Games 31.
Pretty simple.
Damn it! I should have registered that before you got a chance. You know, you gotta be careful. People do that shit. Gotta register your names way in advance.
That's what happened to me on PS3, dude. Someone took my PS3 thing. So I'm like X Games 31X.
Every PS3 name.
So that's the hardcore mode right there.
That's the hard triple X. Yeah, it's definitely a hardcore one.
Okay, there, I just added you.
Okay.
That's triple X hardcore right there. Well, that's cool. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
shit, we need to play some games then.
Yeah, for sure. I need to mess around with it more.
Yeah.
Team Fortress.
Oh, yeah.
Team Fortress. You can play that shit right there on your Mac too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You can just
Cool.
hire me $50 an hour. I'll come over and teach you all about it.
Nice.
Buy you an icy.
Hey, Jason, I got something I want to share with you. I don't know if you saw this link I posted on Facebook, but this guy in California, University of California, Irvine, he took the Outrun arcade.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
You guys see this video?
I saw your link, yeah.
And he combined it with a golf cart, So basically, you're sitting in the sit-down Outrun arcade, and what you see in the screen is like actual old school graphics, but it's augmented reality where it picks up the street in front of you. So this guy's driving around playing Outrun.
What the fuck?
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm fucking serious, dude. It's the crazy.
Oh, there it is.
Let me send you a link.
Oh my god.
It's unbelievable. I'm like, holy shit. How do I send a link on this shit? Hold on.
That's fucking crazy.
That is like,
There it
I
is.
don't know what to think about that. That's like some serious talent and time.
You see
Oh
it?
my God.
You see the video?
I'm
No.
watching it myself. This is amazing.
Where's it at?
Exact-
Where's it at?
That's so
Cool.
funny. Oh,
Here, it's on your Facebook?
Yeah, here. I sent it to you.
All right.
It's the coolest thing ever, though. I'm like, holy shit, man.
wow.
It's pretty wild.
Wow, dude. It looks awesome.
He's got sensors in the front where it picks up the street and everything, like ready to turn.
That thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
That's messed up, dude. That thing should be in a museum somewhere.
I know.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
I thought of you when I saw that. I'm like, holy shit, Jason would love this.
You know, I'm thinking, who would like to see that? Kane Turner.
Yeah.
Kane would love seeing that. He'd love that run.
That's what they're going to actually put in the swap meets, dude. They're all the security are going to be driving those things around, taking people out
Dude,
with
if
cameras.
security stopped us at a swap meet and that, I'd knock him out and start playing that thing. Get the fuck out this thing. You don't know what you're sitting in. It's dope.
Imagine what people must think when they see this guy driving around in that. Oh, it's ridiculous.
John?
Yeah. Johnny.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was going to say, what else you been playing?
That's pretty much it, man. I've been pretty busy with other things. Yeah. So, how about you, Johnny? What have you been playing?
Nothing. I'll save mine to last if anybody else wants to go.
Jason?
Does Pete want to go first?
No, let me do mine. I'll do mine. Mine's real
okay.
short. At the time you guys hear this podcast, I will already have moved and I'm settling myself in. But as of recording this, I'm just right in the thick of it still.
You're still moving, eh? So everything's still all over the place?
Yeah. Basically, I have just a few computers here to do this podcast tonight, and then I'm tearing it all down after. So, all my consoles are packed up, all my gaming's packed up. So I basically just have one computer, and I'm limited to Steam. Ooh, Steam. Watch out, because it will burn you. So the only things I've been playing, at night to try to keep my sanity. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield.
Cha-ching.
Bad Company 2. Can't wait. Oh, did I already tell you about my Battlefield 3 alpha code? I think I did last time.
Not on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I think you mentioned it. Where you?
No, it was on the podcast. I
Was
heard
it on
about
the
it.
podcast?
No, it was through Facebook. I saw it. What happened?
Well,
you
I'll
mentioned
mention it again
Oh.
just in case I didn't. Dustloop, Chris Sanderson, he was very kind enough to let me use his Battlefield 3 alpha code as he got one. So he contacted me right away and was like, dude, I've got it. You want to check it out? And I'm like, yeah. So I was playing it for a while. It's incredible. And then 2 days later, I got mine. So I've been playing Battlefield 3 alpha. And the game's wonderful. Yeah, you know what? I did mention this. It's coming back to me now. I did mention this. So anyway, yeah, I mean, the game it looks fantastic for alpha. Textures kind of pop in and out, and it's glitchy here and there. But I mean, that's definitely expected. And there's a lot of features and things that you can't do in the game that you will be able to do in the game, like squad up and changing your class is kind of weird and funky. But the core gameplay is there. The sound design's incredible. It looks fantastic. I just really can't wait for Battlefield 3. Open beta is coming. When's it coming? It's coming sometime in September. And actually, I read this today, so this is really cool. Battlefield 3 beta, which will be coming sometime in September, it will be cross-platform. Originally, people thought, it's just going to be for PC. As most beta shooters, they're usually only PC. But this is going to be open beta for PC, PS3, and 360.
Wow, that's
and it's
cool.
going to be open to everyone. So, really cool there. No date on when that's going to be released, but it is going to be sometime in September. So that's coming right around the corner. So I'm really looking forward to that. So there's a little Battlefield 3 news. But on to some games I've been playing. Not a whole lot. I guess the only other one I've been playing some Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. there on the PC, and really love that game. Really love that game. I love the way the cars control and the atmosphere in the world and just the physics. And I know I mentioned this before, but Pete, I know you've played it. You like it too, right? I mean, it's a great game.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, the online is great for that too. I love playing as the cops and running away and capturing people. I haven't played it in quite a bit.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good game for sure. Definitely like.
Didn't you play a handful of racers as well one night?
Yeah, I did.
You whipped out some Wii, and I think
did.
you're playing some Excitebots and some other games on the Wii.
Yep, I did actually. I went to Bookman's and did a little Goodwill run as well, just to check everything out. But I did. I picked up a couple of games, some just off the wall, just random crazy games. But I did end up picking up Hot Wheels Track Attack for Nintendo Wii. We're streaming that for a little while. You know me and my little racers. I like that sort of thing. John, you and I must be similar because I was in the mood for racing as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But when am I not in the mood for racers? I love racing games. So I played that. And actually, I really like it. Some people in my stream were like, "Please, will this ever end?" But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's aimed for kids. It's a little quirky racer, and the physics are strange, and but actually the music was really good, and the frame rate was solid, and the Wii wheel worked nice with it. So Hot Wheels Track Attack, brand new, it was like $20. It's a budget title, but good game. Then I played a game called City Racer for like 10 minutes. Who did that? I think Ubisoft did that. City Racers for Nintendo GameCube, and just a really interesting game where your car hits another car and it just goes flying. It just goes flying, just starts spinning out of control. And what's a problem when the first car and the only car they give you at the beginning is a Volkswagen Beetle. So I'm thinking I gotta race this Volkswagen Beetle, not to be confused with another game that came out for the 64, the Beetle Racing, which is actually a really good game. This game, not so much. So I played that about 10 minutes and about ready to just rip off my nuts. So I turned that game off. And then I put in another game called Speed Kings for Nintendo GameCube, done by Acclaim. Have you guys ever heard of this game, Speed Kings?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay. You know how we always talk about, I wish there'd be another Road Rash. I wish there'd be like, a sequel or a revive. We've talked about that. We love Road Rash.
Sure.
This is like Road Rash. I've never played a Road Rash knockoff because, well, when you're on a bike, punching and kicking and running people over, you're playing Road Rash. But this game actually is a ripoff of it. You race around on a motorcycle, and you can kick and punch people, and it's really fast, and it's hard as hell to control your dude, and everything you hit, you just fly. But it's actually a pretty good game, and what I like about it is like when there's like a semi-truck in front of you, which for some reason they're everywhere, you hit, I don't know what it is, X or something, and you just lay your bike down, and you slide under the truck with your bike, like sideways on the ground. Like totally over the top Hollywood style.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but yeah, and you use that to get over obstacles and all that sort of thing. But so yeah, look into it. It was on GameCube. I don't know if it's on any others platforms, but so it's kind of like Road Rash if anyone's interested in that. And then I played a little Excitebots because I absolutely love that. You know what? The online community is still very active for Excitebots. Just to let everyone know. So if anyone's got Pete, do you have this game?
I do, yeah. I haven't even opened it yet.
Okay.
But I need to.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit. We need to play it, okay? Listen, I'm going to ask you.
I think I do. Hold on, let me see.
I want to ask you, being my best friend in the whole world, can you please just give one exception to me, Mr. Jason Heine, to exchange the 20-digit friend code so we can play Excitebots? Just once. I won't ask again. I just want once. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm just looking at my collection now. I could have sworn I bought that game.
It's dirt cheap.
Oh, wait, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it is super cheap. So anyway, that's one of my favorite racers right there, you guys. Let it be known.
Wait, now hold on. For the love of God, Jason, will you play Extreme G3?
Pete, I most definitely will.
Because I know you're going to like that game. It is freaking like F-Zero, futuristic, over-the-top racing. I know you'll love it. Just give it some time. It gets better as time goes on because you go faster and faster.
Pete, you told me to pick it up. I found it. I picked it up. I have it in a box. It's ready to go. I know right where it is. When I get settled, I'm going to hook all my consoles back up, and I will stream that thing, and I will play.
5-hour marathon stream.
This is going to be all-nighter. We're doing it. Absolutely. So that's it, guys. That's all I've been playing that I can remember. Who else wants to take a jab at this? I think it's Pete's turn.
I'll go last with my shit. So Pete, let me just get my chair.
No, because
hold on, I'm getting relaxed.
Get your steam.
Okay.
now I encourage you all to interrupt me as frequently as possible, please.
I'm getting my.
Interject any information you may have, and I'm gonna check up on random intervals to make sure that you're still there.
Let me get my whiskey and my cigar here.
Random check-in.
Wearing my robe right now for this, yeah.
So I guess I'll go in order. I'll try and go through them as fast as possible. So the first game is Catherine. I was really excited for this game, and I was super, super enjoying it for like the first 4 hours. The story is so over the top and hilarious, sort of like a love triangle. Guy wakes up in his bed with some random girl from the bar, doesn't know how he met her, and his other girlfriend is supposedly pregnant and she wants to get married. So as you can imagine, the story gets pretty crazy. But Catherine is, I'd say 75 to 80% a puzzle game. And oh my God, does it get brutal. Now, I did not realize that the game actually defaults to easy difficulty. So I put it on normal, and apparently normal is hard mode in Catherine. And there was like so far maybe a handful of puzzles, maybe 2 or 3, where I was dying like 40 plus times trying to complete these goddamn puzzles. And it was getting really, really frustrating. I was like, this is not fun. The game started off pretty fun. The puzzles were challenging enough, and you had the satisfaction when you finished them. But then, my God, like towards the end of the game, they introduce more and more mechanics to it that make the puzzles just that much harder. And it's a block pulling game. So you're pulling up blocks to scale a tower, and at the same time, the tower is collapsing from the bottom. So you got to scale up fairly quickly. But the puzzles, especially level 6-3, anybody that has played Catherine knows what the hell I'm talking about. It's the level where there's like no checkpoint for like 20 minutes. It's the most devilish level. I actually had to go on YouTube. This is how bad this level was. I had to go on YouTube and watch a video of someone play through it and then copy their movements bit by bit to beat this freaking level. It was because, I got to the point where I was like, I want to get through this game for the story, because the story is totally worth. I have to see what happens in this game. And these puzzles were just aggravating me. I've only done that for that one puzzle. All the other ones, I sat through it and I punished myself to get through them. And I'm not going to do it again, but I'm telling you, when it gets to that point where I'm checking a video online to get through it, something's wrong. I mean, Ed, how far along are you in the game?
Oh, I didn't even get as far as you did. And I did the same thing. I played on normal, and then I was just, enough was enough.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Let me tell you that. Level 6-3, you will feel the pain. Let me tell you.
Honestly, I put about 2 hours in, and I just I got stuck on one level, and I said no. I shut the game off, and I just restarted on easy.
Wait, how many levels has it got then?
There's supposedly, I think there's like, they're broken up into sort of like chapters. So there's like 1, 2, 1, 3, and it goes up to 8, I believe. I could be wrong, but according to the tower I see in the game, there's 8 levels to it. So I am on the 7th floor. I just got to the 7th floor. So I'm nearing the end of the game. I'm like 7-ish. I'm about 7.5, 8 hours into the game right now. But the aspect of the game where the story element is and you're in the bar and talking to people, it's sort of, I'm kind of half and half on that. I mean, it sounds terrible that the best part of this game is when you're actually not playing it and you're just watching the story. I mean, but the story is really that worth it. But I'd still recommend Catherine to anybody that's really into these kind of wacky Japanese games, or if you're looking for a really unique story that usually is typical in Japan but never really makes it over to America.
That's a really good point, because Catherine is also the biggest selling Atlas game of all time. The biggest launch game, I should say. They sold 200,000 units. Wow. Which is amazing for an Atlas game, which is like a smaller publisher, if you want to say.
Well, I mean, Demon's Souls, I believe, is still probably their biggest seller yet, but that's really impressive for a launch game for them.
Yeah. It's the highest selling Atlas game in its first week.
Yeah, wow.
That's impressive.
Wow. That's crazy.
I think what this game is, it's an exercise in marketing. They marketed this game fantastically. It's the art, the style, the presentation, the big box with all the goodies in it. It was very good. I was sold on it, even though I know the game is a really annoying puzzle game. Let's be honest here. I'm still bought it. I'm waiting for mine to ship. Amazon.ca sucks. They really suck. So I think it's shipped today.
Johnny, just play it on easy, and
I'll
hope
play
to
it
God
like
that you don't get stuck.
Then I'll put it down. I got that feeling when I played the demo. I was like, okay, this is pissing me off. Remember, I think I talked about that. Puzzle
I
aspect.
think you did. Yeah. The puzzles just become an annoyance. I mean, if you're really into the puzzles, then hey, that's great for you. At first, I was really enjoying them, but it just got to the point where I'm not looking forward to the puzzles anymore. So, unfortunately, it's still a good game. I still want to finish it for sure, and probably do a review on that one.
Yeah, do that.
But anyway, the next game here is dedicated to SplatterTrigger, and it is Lunar Silver Star Harmony on the PSP. Recently, I attended a sort of little short podcast with our friends of the show, Morogaro553 and RPG Swagman.
Yeah.
And we talked nothing about RPGs for like an hour or like a little bit over an hour.
I listened to the first 15 minutes of it. It was good. Yeah.
After doing that, I'm like, wow. Like I felt like playing so many RPGs, and I just decided to bust out my copy of Lunar Silver Star Harmony on the PSP, which is basically a graphical remake of Silver Star Story, which has been on Sega CD, PlayStation 1. And I have to say, like, the first time I picked up the game, I left off at about the 2.5 hour mark because the load times were just killing me. I'm sorry, but the load times in this game are they're kind of hard to bear at times. Every little thing you do, battles walking into a house, I time it. It takes like 7 to 8 seconds sometimes just to load. And but other than that, I mean, everything else is great about it. I absolutely love the characters in this game. The story, love it. I never beat it, so I'm really looking forward to kind of finishing up with it. I'm about almost, I'm like 9.5 hours into the game right now. I just got Jessica in my party, so for any of you that have played the game before, you kind of have an idea of where I'm up to. But I've been loving it so far. It's pretty easy. It's an easy game on the PSP. Ed, have you finished the one on PSP or dabbled in it much?
Yes, I have. No, we lost SplatterTrigger. Yeah, we lost him. He's coming back.
Does he know I'm playing Lunar at least?
No, he doesn't know anything. He's been gone the entire time. As soon as you said, I dedicated this to SplatterTrigger, he was gone.
There, I just got him
So
back.
what do you think of that, Ed?
That was amazing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so that's what I've been, that's what I think of Lunar Silver Star Harmony on the PSP.
Yeah. You finished it.
I don't know if Jason, that was a big favor or not there.
No, I was trying to reconnect. It just for some reason kept not failing.
But no, I just mentioned that I've been playing Lunar Silver Star Harmony on PSP.
You're still going?
Yeah, I'm 9.5 hours into it. I restarted it. Well, no, I didn't restart it, but I'd left off the game at like the 2 hour mark long ago when I first picked it up. But after I did the podcast with Morogaro and RPG Swagman, I kind of wanted to pick it up and play it. And I asked if you had really gotten too far into that one at all.
Silver Star Harmony?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through I finished it.
What did you think of the load times? Because I was saying the load times in there are pretty freaking unbearable at times.
Oh, they're terrible.
Oh, that's why I stopped playing it at first.
They're annoying as hell, but if you downloaded it like on the go or something, or if you just got the downloaded version, there was no load times. But
man, what the hell? Well, I got the physical one, obviously, but no, I've been really enjoying that. I've been playing quite a bit of that lately, and I have a story behind that too. My PSP almost died. I was playing Lunar, and I got into a random battle. And right after I finished the battle, my PSP went black. The screen just went black. And I shut the system off, turned it on, black. Like I could not get this black screen off. Luckily, I opened and closed the UMD door a couple of times and it brought it back to life. But that kind of scared me because I'm like, shit, I don't want to have to buy a PSP again right now. It's a bad time.
Do you mind if I interrupt you right here real quick?
I encourage it. Go ahead.
Okay. Johnny can agree with me on this. If Pete was a bastard like a week ago, you know how he always sends you little links to eBay auctions?
Yep,
Yes, absolutely.
I do that to Ed too.
But he does it to me too. So he sends me a link to this auction that's done, right? It involves Lunar Silver Star. Okay. And one of the rarest collectibles for the game is a Null plush, which is that little white dragon on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, it only was released in Japan. Very, very rare. So he sends me a link to an auction that ended, and I had watched this auction, but the auction ended at like over $400 for this little plushie, right? So I'm like, he goes, oh yeah, I know it's over with, but it's kind of like, you know how he is, but I'm like, what are you doing? You're already, you couldn't throw it to me when it was there, but now you.
I didn't know. I didn't see it until it was over.
That's awesome. I love that.
He gets me so many times. Thankfully, I already own one, but I was like, what a bastard, man. He's always pulling this shit.
That's me for you.
Right. It's always right out of the blue when you're maybe, you don't have enough money or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, send you this thing. It's like, what the fuck?
I told him my wife's going to hunt him down one of these days.
I know. What's worse than anything is when I send myself links. You know what I mean? Like when I'm looking at links, because I'm just buying stuff like stupid. Yeah. Let's bring him back in. He's back.
Yes.
So the next game, the next game is Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet on the Xbox Live Arcade. Ed, I know you stopped by my live stream the other night to check this one out, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed by it so far. This was my most anticipated Summer of Arcade game to come out this year. Basically what it is, it's a twin stick shooter with graphics that resemble a cross between Limbo. If you can imagine this, a cross between Limbo, Patapon, and Loco Roco. But it's in the style of a Metroidvania game. So, sort of how Super Metroid is and Castlevania, where the world map, and you have to get the power-ups and kind of open up locked levels and locked areas in the levels. Boy, this is a lot to say here. But yeah, just picture like Super Metroid, but with a twin stick shooter with a really nice graphical style, and I've been enjoying it. It's not overly challenging. There were a couple of times where I was getting stuck, but with some trial and error, I was able to figure things out. But I'd highly encourage, if you're into any kind of Metroidvania game, to check out Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet. I don't know, did any of you check this game out at all?
I had a look at it, and I don't know, it looks interesting. Not really my thing, but looks kind of cool.
All right, so next up,
that was a dead one. Everybody's like, "Oh, dead air, right?"
Sad. That's one of the best games.
I saw the stream.
It's a good game. I'd highly recommend checking it out. It's a little short though. It's only going to take about 4 hours to beat. So next on the list is a game that I actually just today I recorded my review for it. I just got to piece it together, and that's for my copy of Captain America: Super Soldier that Sega sent my way. God. Yeah. So I beat the game.
What did you think of it?
All right. Well, here's the thing. Let me put it this way. My review, when I do my reviews, the way I do it now that I find works best is I make a list, like bullet points of things I want to talk about in the review. And then when I do the review, it's not scripted, but I make my bullet points. When I was done making my bullet points for this game, there was one positive and the rest were negative. But the one positive really outweighs the negatives because the combat in this game is modeled directly after Batman Arkham Asylum, and it actually works really well. I actually had a blast with the combat. I felt that was more than enough to actually carry me through the game, and it was a lot of fun. It worked really well, actually. The combat was just as good as Batman Arkham Asylum. Everything else about the game, though, not so hot. Level designs are boring. Upgrade system is pretty bad. Enemy design, enemies are not varied at all. Everything is just not that great about it. Tons of collectibles. It's overdone with findable collectibles, but the combat was the best part about the game. So I'll have my review up on that on my channel. Next game is, have any of you ever played Bubsy on Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo?
I do know it. I've never
Bubsy. Yeah, I have. It's a cat one, right?
Yeah, the Bobcat.
Yeah.
So I just,
the pussy, right?
Yeah. So for some unknown reason, I just felt like playing this game. I felt like, because it's been a really long time since I played it. And as a kid, this was one of my favorite platformers out there. Like, this game is trying to compete with Sonic the Hedgehog, where they try and make the Bobcat run really fast. Many people will remember Bubsy as for the infamous Bubsy 3D game, which is supposedly one of the worst games ever made. I've never played it, but this is the very first one on Sega Genesis. And I went back to play it, and I'm like, all right, I'll do a video on this game. So I recorded some footage. And my God, have times changed. This game has not aged well at all, in my opinion. The controls are just, they're so hard to control at times. The difficulty and the camera, it's a game where you run fast, but it encourages you to stop and look around before you move. So there's a lot of blind jumps where you just run and jump and just die. And it was pretty aggravating at times. So yeah, I'm going to still do a video on it because it's really interesting to see what I used to think about that game and what I think about it now. So I'd still recommend it. If you like platformers, it's not a terrible game. It has some good aspects, like really fast-paced gameplay. Some of the level designs are fun and the animations are good, but yeah, some stuff in there didn't hold up.
Isn't that I remember the jumping mechanic in that game is kind of weird too. You jump
terrible.
Yeah.
Well, no. Here's the thing about the jumping that's terrible about it. Is that when you're running and you jump, like say you're running from the left to the right and you jump, if you want to correct your jump midair, you have a momentum, so you can't kind of recorrect yourself. It'll continuously force you to the right when you're jumping. So it's kind of weird when you're trying to jump in like tricky areas with a lot of platforms. The controls in the air when you're jumping are abysmal, and it was pretty bad. So next one. Any of you played Android Assault on the Sega CD?
I have not played that game.
It's a shoot 'em up, and it's actually a lot of fun. I actually have recorded a video review for this, which I'll be putting up eventually. But it's a pretty standard shooter with a big emphasis on mechs and robots. Nothing, it's just nothing spectacular about it. It's got some good music, some good boss and enemy designs, 7 levels. You can beat it in fairly quickly, but I had some fun with it. Next up is, just give me 1 second here. We're getting some clicking from Ed over there. I don't know, I hear something.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, it's okay. Jason's like, fucking bastard. Make him work harder.
I'll just leave it in.
Next one is Bug on the Sega Saturn. I'm sure some of you might have played this.
I like it.
So Johnny's played it.
I played hours of that shit. That's the one where you actually play as the Bug, right? I love that.
I played it for like a couple of minutes, but it ended up really bugging me.
It's sort of a game that Steven Spielberg once quoted as being the Sonic killer. Like the Mario killer, sorry.
Oh yeah, so he knows
because his kids played it for an hour and he thought that was like the craziest thing ever. But it's a platformer exclusively on Sega Saturn. It got 1 sequel. But at the time, I remember looking in magazines at this game and the graphics and the screenshots just blew me away because it's sort of it's a 2D platformer, but the levels are 3D and the effect that you can go forward and backwards. It's really hard to describe. Think of it as an on-rails platformer where you can't really move around in 3D space. It's more of like mapped out on a grid. And you can sort of move from the foreground all the way into the background. So instead of moving left to right, you do that still, but for the most part, you're going from the foreground of the level to the background of the level. And I don't know. I had some fun with that for an hour. Pretty hard game, actually. I'll skip the next one until we get Ed back because I definitely want to mention the next one when he's here. I'll move on to Dungeons of Dreadmore, which I did a review for on my channel. It's a roguelike game on the PC, available on Steam for $4.99. Really love this game. It's one of those RPGs where when you die, you are dead forever. You have to restart your game and you lose all your items.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I love it though. I find it to be a lot of fun, building up and working on a character that you put hours into, and the threat of death is just that much more intimidating because you don't want to die because you're really attached to your character that you've invested a lot of time into. So it's really strategic. A lot of people were kind of bashing me on my video review because apparently this game is more one of the easier roguelikes out there. So they're all pissed because it's not, one of their hardcore text-based 1980s roguelikes. Well, this is a great one to get into if you want to kind of introduce yourself to the roguelike RPG genre. All right, now that it's back, I want to mention I also played Magic Knight Rayearth on the Sega Saturn. I kind of booted that up. I know Johnny is a big fan of the game as well, but I played it for maybe another 2 hours, and I'm really liking it. The combat is pretty simple. The RPG elements are pretty light to it. You don't really gain experience per se so far from what I've seen. Like your health is leveled up by finding health and magic in the game world itself. So there's really no experience-based level up. And it's not a turn-based game, it's an action RPG. So you have 3 girls that you can kind of switch between, and they each have different magic and different attacks. What I really love about the game, though, is just the writing. It's really funny. Some great anime cutscenes. Voice acting is terrible, but I'm one of those guys that would rather have terrible voice acting than no voice acting at all in my RPG. But it's a very cutesy, charming game. It seems like it's going to be pretty short, right, Johnny? Pretty short game.
That's the funny thing. I remember Rob bought it the day it came out. He took it home and finished it in one. I think it was like one sitting, really. But very easy. I remember it was a 4-hour game. I remember hearing something like that.
Well, I'm looking forward to beating it. I mean, I paid quite a bit for it. Well, not quite a bit. It was like $65, I think.
Oh, did you really? $65 or really?
Something like that.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Is it expensive? So is it expensive nowadays?
Well, on eBay, it usually goes for 80 to 100 in good condition, complete. Yeah. So I waited a long time to get the game for a decent price. But I almost have all the Working Designs games on Saturn now. I still need Dragon Force and what is that, Iron Storm, and then I need that Sega Ages collection or whatever they call it. Yeah. And I think that's and that's all I need, I think. But moving on, well, actually, Ed, have you played much Imagine Night Wraith?
Last I really dived into was probably like 2001, but I remember being about 6, like Johnny said 4, but it was like about 5-6 hour game.
Yeah.
I like short games, so definitely be finishing that one up. All right, next is Capsized on the PC, available on Steam. I live streamed this game. It's a pretty cool little action shoot 'em up platformer game with some mild puzzle solving. I actually really enjoyed it. It has a great, excellent soundtrack. Graphics are very detailed, and it's pretty challenging. So you just basically you move with the keyboard and you shoot where you're aiming with the mouse. I played it for like maybe an hour and a half, and I'd highly recommend it. I actually got it for like $3. It was on sale. Anybody that's a fan of platformers and shooting games, definitely check out Capsize. It's sort of, you have a jetpack and you fly around the levels. It's pretty cool. Next, of course, I played some more Team Fortress 2. I haven't been playing as much as I usually do, because I've been playing, as you obviously can see, quite a bit of other games, but I'm still highly enjoying that. Child of Eden, did a review of that, so I played some more of it, and I can tell you this game is going to be just like Res for me, where I revisit it multiple times a year. Just one of those games where I really like to kind of play it for an hour, take a break for, a month, couple of weeks, whatever it might be, and come back to it later on and just play through it again. But I love Child of Eden. I can definitely tell you it's going to make my top 10 list for this year. I'll skip the next one until later. Dino D-Day. Jason, you played this?
You know what? I didn't even want to mention the damn thing. But yeah, I did play it for about 90 minutes.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Oh my God. It was free on Steam to download for like 3 days. And basically, you might be able to explain this better, but
Totally.
Supposedly it's a mod off of Day of Defeat. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So think of it as Left 4 Dead with dinosaurs. It's crazy as it sounds. You play as fucking like the tank of, how they have the tank zombie in Left 4 Dead. The tank in this game is a freaking T-Rex with machine guns on it. You can also play as velociraptors, and you can play as like other dinosaurs with guns on their back.
And don't get me wrong. I mean,
throwing sheep.
The concept sounds awesome. It sounds like that could be a winner. You're a freaking T-Rex with a machine gun attached to your back. I mean, that sounds kind of cool. You slash the shit out of people and then shoot them with a gun.
The camera angles with the dinosaurs are terrible.
Horrible. It's a third-person thing. Yeah, it's laggy as shit. It's in third person, and the camera angle's so low. You're basically looking at the dinosaur's back the whole time. Like, you can't even aim. You can't see. The camera angles are horrible.
You know how they fixed that? Freaking put a filter on the dinosaurs so that they're partially, you can see through them a little bit.
Yeah, they just change like the opacity on them or something. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
Well, anyway, that game was terrible, but thank God I just
It was a free weekend, right? It was free to play, and I had seen it like 6 months ago. Someone brought it up to me, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm not going to spend $10 on it, and then it went on free weekend to finally play it, and it went on sale for $5, and I had a hard time even thinking about buying it for $5, and then it went back up to $10. Not even worth $1, really. I mean, I give people credit for their mod and their time and their talent, but yeah, not so much.
And the dinosaurs are Nazis.
Right.
course they are.
So
Nazi dinosaurs, right?
it's fucking stupid.
It's crazy.
Anyway,
That's stupid.
Bastion. I haven't beat it, but I put a couple of hours into it. I really like it. I feel at times it's a great game, but I don't know. At times I wish it's really hard to describe. I don't know. I don't know how to say I don't like it. Like the upgrade system, I feel it's kind of cookie cutter. Like it's very simplistic. The RPG elements in the game are very simplistic. The combat, it can be very in-depth because you can really mix and match all different kinds of weapons, but I kind of find myself gravitating towards the same mix of weapons. And for those that don't know, this is sort of like we've talked about it before, but it's an isometric over the head, I guess you can say, hack and slash RPG. It's kind of linear. It's not sort of like your multiple branching paths kind of game. But just the overall concept of it, the graphic design, the music, and the game is constantly narrated by this character in the game, and it's probably the best aspect of the game by far. It's very unique. Every little action you do is narrated by this guy, and it really brings something different to it. But at times, like, they try different concepts such as town building, where you kind of add on like shops to the Bastion, they call it, and every time you complete a main level in the game, you open up another ability to create a shop. It's very, very simplified. By no means is that a bad thing, but I don't know. There's just something missing from this game that's keeping me from like gushing about it. Next, here's another story. For some ungodly reason, I decided to hook up my Neo Geo AES for the first time in God knows how long.
Nice.
And then I started to panic because I bought this thing back in 2003 and I couldn't remember for the life of me what power supply I was using with it. And the thing with Neo Geo AES is that it's almost, you really can't differentiate a US console from a Japanese console. There's no way to tell. So I'm like, oh shit, do I have a Japanese one? Do I have a US one? What the hell power supply was I using for it? Because if you use the wrong power supply with this thing, you can screw it over and overheat it or whatnot. So I was online, like trying to research the person I bought it from, like if I could find the old selling thread on it. I couldn't find that. So I just finally settled for using a Sega Genesis adapter on it, and I'm pretty sure I have a Japanese system. I can't really say for sure, but anyway, so far it's working okay. Long-term damage, the Genesis adapter might damage it. Who the hell knows? I don't know what system I have, but I have a modded Neo Geo. So what happened was my old TV that I used to hook this up to took S-Video, and mine is modded for S-Video, but I no longer have that TV, so I hooked it up to my LCD TV, and it was having audio problems. It was like it had a buzzing noise and the video was kind of scrambling up. So I'm like, oh shit, like, is this from the power adapter? What is this from? But I was using a cable from my Neo Geo CDZ, which I just want to mention fast. I finally bought 2 games for that goddamn thing. I picked up Last Resort and Viewpoint. So I have those coming to me. I've had the freaking thing for months now since I went to a Comic-Con. But I never bought any games for it. So I finally got some coming to me for that. So I used the composite cable from my CDZ in the Neo Geo AES, and it was causing some problems. So what I did was I brought up a little CRT TV that supports S-Video, and I hooked that up, and it looks gorgeous. The problems are fixed. So it's probably some kind of interference issue with the cable with composite, because I've never used composite with it before. But I played Blues Journey, which I picked up at Too Many Games Convention like a while ago, and I just never played it. What an awesome little platformer. It's a ton of fun. Very, very colorful. It's got a great little system to it where you can kind of stack enemies on your head and throw them, and got a couple of different power-ups. The music is excellent. I'd actually highly recommend this if you have a Neo Geo. It's pretty cheap. I have the US version of the game. And it's like $30-$40. You can get it for complete on eBay. But what this got me thinking was, and you guys got to try and talk me out of this because this is a very bad time for me to think about this, but I've been thinking about buying a consoleized MVS Neo Geo, which I was looking at a specific model. John, I don't know if you ever saw this. The wood grain one that some company put out, where they took the MVS and they put it in like a cedar oak fucking case.
Yeah, so how much is that? It's pretty expensive, isn't it?
$650 without shipping.
Yeah, damn.
But what people don't realize is Neo Geo AES games, besides the handful of commons that like everybody has, if you're looking at getting any other game, you're looking at least anywhere between $100 to thousands of dollars for a game.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it's crazy.
It's ironic that originally the MVS games are a lot more expensive and the AES games are supposed to be cheaper, and now it's flip flopped. The only benefit of really getting the consoleized or the arcade version consoleized is for the multi-cart. You get a whole bunch of games on that.
Well, I mean, too, my Neo Geo that I have now it's modded for Unibios or whatever. So if I can play like anything that I wanted in there, but the thing that MVS really wants, why I want MVS so bad is the games are so much cheaper. A game that you can get on the AES for hundreds of dollars is like $50, $60 on the MVS. And MVS are basically the arcade cartridges that were meant to be used or were used in the arcade machines, the multi-slots, like John said. So you get a cartridge and it's basically a ugly-ass cart with just a label on it. So aesthetically, it's nothing compared to an AES game. But they're hell of a lot cheaper. But the investment to get an MVS is basically the arcade board that we used in the arcades. And people have taken it and put it in a casing to kind of make it more like a console, more home friendly. So the initial investment to get the actual system is quite expensive, but in the long term, you'll save money on the games. So I've been kind of interested in getting that, but honestly, like I can't do it right now. It's too expensive with PAX coming up. And
yeah, it's expensive.
I've also had thoughts of buying. Lately, I've been watching videos. I know I watched Retro Snow's review of Musha on the Sega Genesis. I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm in this shooter mood lately. Johnny, have you ever, or any of you ever played Musha on Genesis?
Mm-hmm. Johnny's asleep.
Yes.
Musha, Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny.
Musha, of course. I did a video about it.
Yes. So would you say it's worth the investment of $130?
No, definitely not. I got mine for $60.
Just the cartridge?
No, the box as well.
Well, that's like impossible these days. eBay, you're looking at least.
You know what? I went into Game Deals. It was there. I bought it. I didn't ask questions. That's how I got it. I put in a new Game Stuff episode. I don't know which one now, but I definitely highlighted it because I wanted it for years. It was a game I played when I was a kid, and then I couldn't believe that the price of Musha went up as much as it did. Ed, did you ever get Musha?
No, but I would love to have it one day.
Yeah, can you believe it? I just can't. I can't believe that game went as high as it has. It's just
that's why
it's good,
Yeah, it's like one of the pinnacle shooters, and it's so expensive. That's why I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
The music is just so goddamn kick-ass in that game, and the gameplay just looks so over the top. Like it doesn't look too hard. Like it doesn't look like a bullet hell kind of game. Obviously, can't really do that on the Genesis, but it looks like a lot of fun. I just trying to talk myself out of it because you're talking about at least $100 for this game. I don't know.
Yeah, because people just keep selling it super expensive. Nobody has put a cheap one out on eBay that I've ever seen. Because I was looking years ago, and then I walked into Game Deals and it was there in the back room. I'm like, give it to me.
I've also wanted to try and get the Robo Aleste on Sega CD as well.
Yeah,
which is like the sequel to it. I don't know. I've just been really getting into shooters lately. I don't know. I've just been having a craving to play them. And lastly,
what? This is the last game. There's no way.
No,
you're lying. You're lying. There's another 20 to go, and you know it.
I'm not really going out with a bang here. This is just a quick game I want to mention that I played on Steam. It's actually free to play. It's called Alien Swarm. It's sort of think of it as a isometric over the head shoot 'em up game. Not a shoot 'em up, but like think of it as an overhead third person Left 4 Dead game with aliens, where it's a 4-player co-op game. And there's different classes like the medic and like an engineer that can repair stuff and build turrets, and like the assault guy and all this stuff. And it's, you just fight off waves of aliens and monsters and stuff. And it's pretty fun. It's free to play. And you have like a level system where you can learn new abilities and unlock new weapons. And I played that for a little bit with a friend one night and had some fun with it. So that is it.
No, it's not. I don't believe this. It's a lie.
No, I think that's it. I can't remember anything else.
Seriously, come on. Think about it. There's more. There's got to be more.
No, that's it.
Sure? Like anything on the DS?
No. I played my DS.
What about on the PSP? I think there's some stuff on the PSP you want to play.
Besides Lunar, that's
you already talked about him, but you were sleeping. You missed him.
I wasn't. I was right here. I was listening. I'm always listening. even when I'm not.
So Johnny, what have you been playing, man?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, it's yeah, whatever. Not a goddamn thing. I don't like video games. I hate them, in fact. But I know I mentioned to you guys is that I haven't been playing video games for a reason, and that's because every weekend with my spare time, every minute of my spare time, I've been filming the movie. And for anybody who doesn't know, I'm actually making it like a movie version of my show. But I have something to announce, and this is very, very exciting. I'm actually at 80% shot the movie.
Wow.
Nice.
That is a huge accomplishment for me. I've been shooting it for 2 years. And I'll be honest with you. I'm going to say something that I don't think a lot of people knew, is that I almost quit the movie about 2 months ago. And it had become so big. There were so many shots. I was like, I can't do this. And when it's only me driving the movie, it's pretty hard. Like I wrote the script, I'm in it, I'm directing it, and then I'm editing it. And it just became, and then doing this podcast and doing the show, and then this thing called working every day, a job. So it got so overwhelming that before I went to Vegas, I was like, I fucking can't do this. And it was funny. I came back from Vegas. I had that freaking appendix bullshit. I recovered from that, and then I started filming. And I didn't stop, and I still haven't stopped. Every weekend, I can't tell you how much we've been filming. Like, I think, what was it last week? Saturday was 10 in the morning till 7 at night. Then I came home, and and we had 10 people out for that shoot. That was insane. I can't say where we were shooting. I'm not saying any spoilers or anything because this movie's been such a secret for 2 years that I don't want to blow anything. I know I showed you guys a photo earlier on of kind of some of the stuff that we're working on, but that's about only you guys know that. But in the future, we'll wait for Ed to come back. Hey, Ed's back. Awesome. But I will mention on the podcast first that I actually do have something exciting. I am going to make an announcement about something. That the trailer, I'm going to put it up Halloween night. That is one thing that I will do. So
nice.
I've got enough footage now to start editing. And that's what I'm going to do. But me and Rob are going to try to keep filming until the end of September. And hopefully that'll be the movie in the bag. That's I got a few rehearsals for some big end sequence, which I won't say anything about, but hopefully that wraps it all up. But everything's really easy now. We did a shoot on Saturday. That was probably the hardest shoot I've ever done. It was 10 people directing, acting in, getting all the shots, making sure it's all correct, and it really wore me out. I was burnt out to fuck, and then woke up the next day and filmed it all again. So Jason will be working very, very closely very, very soon.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I think so. It's funny. I was looking at some of the raw footage in high definition on the TV, and I was like, "Geez, is it in raw form, not edited or anything?" Some of it looks really, really good, and I can't wait to start piecing it together. Hopefully, the movie works because it's funny. I have all these shots and all this stuff, and they all have to come together and tell a cohesive story. And I've only ever told about a 20-minute story before. So, and this one's very complicated for me. Like other filmmakers would be like, "Oh, that's easy," but for me, it's this is my first one. This
Johnny,
big.
How long do you think it's going to be?
That is, it's funny. That's the question I'm asking everybody else. On Saturday, we were walking around and each of us had a script, and I'm like, "Guys, how long do you think this is going to be?" And they're like, "I don't know, now." And Rob's convinced that it's going to be a long one. It's going to be, and I'm like, "No, like some of the sequences will be cut so down that it's going to be under an hour." But I want to know myself. I will only know that when I start making it and putting it together. But
right.
I'm excited about it. And again, I can't say anything, but I was watching Gamester's bit that we recorded nearly
2 years
over
ago.
a year and a bit ago now.
Yeah.
It was before the last PAX.
Funny.
Was that? Yeah. Oh yeah. Gamester's bit is epic. I actually forgot how amazing it was until I was like, "Oh my God, I get to edit this. I can't wait. This will be amazing one day." So I will do a trailer for Halloween night. I'm gonna bust my ass to get that out for that, and then the announcements of all the other shit will come from that.
Keep me
trailer,
posted,
so.
Johnny.
Oh, I will. There's some stuff we got to work together
Yeah,
on.
definitely.
I can talk to you about it at PAX too,
Yeah.
and that's something else that we should talk about is that it's getting so close, guys. I'm so stoked that PAX is in. We're looking at a couple weeks away? 3 weeks
3
away?
weeks.
As of recording this, 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, when you guys hear this, it's going to be right around the corner.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna have a big YouTube meetup again this year. We should determine what time. So I know the PAX schedule hasn't been released yet. I don't think so. It's kind of hard to pick a time when.
Yeah, nothing yet. It's going to be pretty soon, I'd imagine. It has to be.
It has to be soon. So when we know, we'll let you know. But the one thing that we will let anybody in the Seattle area know right now is that we are having a big dinner at the Cheesecake Factory on the Thursday night. So I've reserved some tables for quite a few people. So if you want to come, send me a message. How about that? I like that. PM me on Facebook or through the show. Tell me you're going to be there for sure, because I have to do reservations for it, which I've already done.
Just to clarify, that's a location across from the Seattle Seattle Center, because there's other multiple locations in the Seattle area.
That is correct. Yeah. So we're right across from the Sheraton there. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. There's so many people coming out. I know I got a text from 8-Bit Captain who does the Game Chasers show, and both those guys are coming out. So that's amazing. All of us are coming out. Oh man, I don't know.
And the Game Deals party will be epic.
That will be epic, like usual. Yeah. It'll be epic. So there's lots of fun and hilarity to come at PAX. So I'm going to keep the camera rolling the entire time, because I don't want to miss a minute of it. There's always going to be something crazy happening. So it should be pretty fun to get all of us together. Never mind everybody else together with all of us. It's going to be totally nuts. Totally nuts. So it should be a freaking good time. And SplatterTrigger's flying in, isn't that right, Splatter? No.
Oh yeah. I'm heading on down there.
He'll be in a lineup for that shit.
I wish I could. Seriously, though, I wish I could.
Eddie, are you going to New York Comic Con?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be there for that Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I saw your post on Facebook. That's cool.
What days were you going there? Do you know?
As of right now, I think the only definite day is so far is Sunday, but
the one day I'm not there.
Yeah, it's the best from the way my work schedule works. But that may change where I could do Saturday and Sunday, but Friday is definitely out of the question.
Like, I could still go Sunday, but the thing is 3 days would be overkill for me at Comic-Con, because I mainly just go there for the games and then the anime. I'm not really into the comic stuff. But the way I look at it is Friday is the first day, so you got to go to get all the good deals on shit that's there and get the free stuff. And then I'm going to stay overnight at a hotel there, so obviously I'm going to go Saturday. Otherwise, I would go Sunday if I could, but 3 days, an extra night at the hotel, not worth it.
Yeah, I'm just going to get a couple autographs, signings, because most of the stuff there, I'm not really into the comic scene anymore, but a lot of the artists from like the 80s and 90s are showing up, so I'd like to get a couple of signatures.
Cool.
Who's showing up there, Ed?
The two guys I'm going after is Jim Lee, who is famous for drawing the X-Men back in the 80s and 90s.
I know him well.
Oh yeah.
I've met him before in like 2004 at the same con when it was a different, under a different name. And then just yesterday, I know he's doing a panel. I don't know if he's signing Frank Miller, who's behind Sin City. He's going to be there.
Oh, wow.
And I'm a big fan of his. I got a piece of his artwork tattooed on my chest, so I'd like to actually meet him in person.
So,
slap him in the face just for fun.
You're going to end up waiting online almost your whole time there, though.
Well, when I went to see Jim Lee before, I got there.
He got there and then he cut out from all existence.
Just slap him in the face for the hell of it.
He appeared.
Just run right up and cock slap him.
Is he on dial-up? Are you on dial-up, Ed?
Dude, it seems like it.
6K modem there.
I tried to, when you heard all that clicking, I was trying to connect to mainline, and this computer's shot, so.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, Jason, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Has a GameStopper made any moves yet to any GameStops recently, or any stories?
No, he hasn't, unfortunately. He hasn't. I've been so busy with this move, I haven't had.
Yeah.
Time
No, I understand. Have you, Pete?
So,
You got your. Oh, go ahead, Ed. Go ahead, Tony.
No, I was just gonna say to Ed that I guess you saw the picture where your T-shirt went to Vegas.
Yes.
Awesome.
I showed that picture to my wife, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think she says?
I don't know.
Why the hell are you showing me some dude standing in between two chicks that are half naked?
You're like, well, don't you think he's a good-looking guy?
I'm like, look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. You know?
Yeah,
Nice.
It's hilarious. Yeah, that's funny because I really wanted. The problem is we shot that on a really old camera, and then we couldn't get the freaking pictures off the camera with every connection thing we had. We got a lot of freaking connecting things, and we finally got it off. You're putting it in some weird box machine to download it. So that was it. I was afraid we wouldn't get the picture. So I was happy it turned out. I actually happy the picture turned out. It was fucking hot down there. Wow, that's cool.
Well, it looked like you had a good time. So
It was a really good time. Holy crap. It was really nice down there. Wow.
Looked like a 4-way.
So pardon? What did you say?
I'd love some tea.
Yeah, in the steam bath. Nice.
Well, guys,
Nice.
it's been fun, been real.
I think so, yeah.
And Ed, thank you for joining us, man.
and no problem, guys. Thanks for having me on again.
And plug your channel one more time, man, before we go here.
YouTube user /SplatterTrigger. And you can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and on the forums at Pete's Game Room Forum. And check out my site, www.splattertrigger.com, for a blog and everything else you can connect to there.
So, guys, is our next podcast, are we going to be talking about PAX and kind of what we're looking forward to PAX, or what? I guess we're going to talk about it then.
Yeah.
That'll be the episode right
It'll
before,
be our
right?
last episode before PAX, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it will be, won't it? Yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah. Nice. And so the time after that, we'll actually do when we're all together, hanging out.
Naked.
Naked.
A lot of sex.
We'll all bring our Catherine boxer shorts.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. It's been fun.
All right, cool, guys. We'll see you next time.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Take care, guys. Bye.